You won't believe how easy it is to set up Active Directory. Mess it up and the hackers will have a field day. Today we're building an AD lab step by step so you learn it the right way before hackers do it. So why we need this AD or Active Directory? Well, so let me tell you, it's the backbone of most corporate networks. If you're into IT or cybersecurity, you need to understand it. Well, today I'm gonna show you how to install a domain controller, add user, and set up security step by step. And if you stick around, I'll show you a common mistakes admins do, hackers love. Well, enough talking and let's get right to it. First thing first, have your Windows server installed? I'll leave the link in the description below. Open up the link, select the server you want and come here. You'll find the language and just click. The next step, we'll have to set the IP address to static. Why? I'll tell you that in a moment. Let me show you how first. Go to your network adapter, right click, properties, and then select internet protocol, properties, and uncheck this box and check the use the following DNS server. So let's give it the famous one, Google DNS server, and then use the following IP address. Come here and grab your IP address. Subnet mask. The gateway would be. So what we basically did is that we give it a static IP. That means even if we reboot the computer, we'll have the same IP address each time. So why we set this to static? Because AD, Active Directory, relies on DNS and your domain controller must have a fixed IP or client won't find it. Press OK, close, open CMD. Let's check if we are up. Yup. That looks good. So now as we have everything set up, let's open Server Manager and add roles and features. Press Next and then select role-based or feature-based installation. Next, then select the server from the pool. So this is the one we're working on. Next, and then select Active Directory Domain Server. Keep it as default. Just click Add Features. Then click Next. Keep everything as it is. Then Next. Review the confirmation. And then press Install. It's cooking. And finally it's installed. So don't close the wizard. Click on Promote this server to a domain controller. Since we don't have any forest, we have to go and create a new forest. Let's name it local.lab. Well, if you're not familiar with the forest is basically the base of Active Directory that connects and manages all domains together. So this will be our main domain. Then click Next, then keep everything as default and use a strong password. Then click Next, just leave the DNS options as default. The wizard will configure it for you. Click Next, I'll leave this as it is, lab is okay for me, then Next. And in this phase, review the default path for database. Log files, sysvol, just leave them as default unless you have a specific requirement. Then click Next and then review your summary. Then Next. And then click Install to promote the server to a domain controller. So leave this installing, the server will restart automatically. Welcome back guys, I run into some problems. However, let's organize AD. To do so, let's create an organizational unit, OU. Why do we need this? Because AD without users is useless. So go ahead to Tools, Active Directory Users and Computers. Let me maximize this for you. Expand this, right click, and then find New Organizational Unit. Let's name it Employees. So this, think of it as a folder or a container where we'll have our employees. This will help us organize users and apply security settings easily. So let's add some users into it. Right click on this folder, employee, new, find the new user, let's name it John, And let's set the user logon name. I'll put it as john.user1. So guys, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, and you can change these names to whatever you want. And now let's create another user. There is another way we can create user, not from here, but you can simply come to this panel and create a new user in this current container. Same thing, give it a name, user logon name, next, and make sure this box is selected. Next, finish. Now we have created two users successfully under employees container or organizational unit. So now let's create security groups. Why do we need it? Well, groups control permissions, admins get full access, and users get limited access. It depends on how you put the security policies. We will see that in a moment. Stick around. So now let's create security groups. Come here to this employee, right click, and then new, but this time we will select group and then name your group. And for the group scope, just keep it as default global and security. It's okay to go with this default settings. Let's create another security group, but this time we'll do it differently. Not this way, but you can simply come here and create a new group in the current container. HR group and select OK. So now we have created two groups successfully, the HR group and the tech group. Let's move these guys or link them to the groups. As for Sarah, we will send her to H group, and John will send them to the tech group. Right click, add to a group, advanced, find now. Who is that? Oops, I forgot who was that. I believe it's John. So John is under tech group. Let's find the tech group and then OK, select OK, and the operation was successful. Let's add Sarah, add to a group, advanced, find now, HR group, OK, OK, and now we are good to go. So as for now, we have created users and security groups. Let's apply security policies. Why we're going to do that? Of course, default settings are weak. We need stronger security. We are here to secure it, or not? So hackers can't mess with us. So leave everything as it is, minimize, go to tools, and then find group policy management. Click on it, maximize. This is your domain, expand it, and then right click, create a GPO in this domain and link it here. Let's create a new group policy. Let's name it security settings. And there you go. So now we created the group policy. Let's apply some security measures. Right click on it, edit, navigate to computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, and then find account policies. Let's set password policy. Well, the company wants to enable password complexity. So what we're gonna do, double click or right click, properties, and then define this policy settings, enable. Okay, and we're good to go. You can mess around with other settings like explain, and we don't need that for now. You can also enable maximum password age, minimum password length. I'll do this as well. Define 8 characters is the minimum. Then OK. So I guess you know why we enable those two things. Well, to prevent users from setting up those stupid passwords like 1 up to 8 or easy passwords. Next, let's add another critical security measure that helps company from getting hacked, which is PowerShell restriction for non-admins. That means only admins can run PowerShell. To do that, this time not computer configuration but user configuration, administrative template, and then find system. Let's open it. Let's find prevent access to command prompt. And there it is. Prevent access to the command prompt. Right click, edit, and enable. Apply. Okay. So why we need this? As we all know, PowerShell is hacker best friend. So blocking it protects your system. Next, there is another badass that we have to block, which is USB access or thumb drive access. Why is that? Because USB drives can be used for malwares or data thefts, and we don't need that, because if my boss finds out that the company's data has been breached, he'll send me to jail, and we don't want that to happen. So again, navigate to computer configuration, expand, policies, administrative templates, system, double click on it so we can see it clearly here, and find removable storage. And then come here and find all removable storage classes, then all access. Right click, edit, and then enable it. Apply. Okay. Thank you for now. So enabling this policy ensures that no users can access USB drives or other removable storage devices, enhancing security. Last but not least, come to the employees group security that we have created earlier and right click, link an existing GPU, and then find the security settings, and then OK. And now all the security policies that we have enabled will be applied to this group. But let's apply and force the update. Come to that employee folder, right click, and then where is it? Group policy update. So this will allow us to force a group policy update on all computers within employees, and that's what we want. And we're good to go. You see guys, if we come here to the CMD, we will notice that we can't run any code. For example, let me type something, it will close immediately. So that's wrap up our episode guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friend. Bye for now.